If you're a producer and you want to start thinking like a songwriter or become a better songwriter, then spend more time doing the songwriting and then wrap your production around it, because it will be a lot easier. You'll have kind of like an outline of what you want to do. And of course, as soon as I start recording, the garbage truck is outside. Maybe I should sample that one of these days. Should I sample the garbage truck? Let me know in the comments. What's up, guys? This is Valentina with Bigger Creations, and today we're going to talk about how to become a better songwriter when you're a producer. Part of what makes a producer is your ability to generate some inspiration for songwriting or actually contribute to the songwriting process with your production. For me, I've been a songwriter first before I started producing, and so I know there are a lot of you that have just started production and have the desire to be songwriters, but don't necessarily have the skill level yet. So I'm just going to be sharing some of the pointers and some of the things that I do to kind of help up my songwriting game. And they're really simple, really easy, but if you do this over a long period of time consistently, I promise you're gonna get better. So let's jump into it. First, let's make a beat, shall we? So here's the golden tip. Quit trying to be this super complex and complicated producer. Like, you don't need a complicated production. Think about all the hit songs and #1 songs and top 10, top 100 songs that you jam to, that are your faves, that are timeless, and tell me that most of them are complicated. They're not. Most of them are super, super simple songs, simple beats with just great melodies, and it's something where the whole production came together, the songwriting, the vocals, and the actual production. So the tip that I want to share with you guys today is how to make a simple beat so that you can actually focus on the songwriting part of the process. So I found this sample on Splice. This is what it sounds like before I do anything to it. It totally gives me some like Timbaland and Justin Timberlake collaboration type sound. So I love it. I'm going to start with that, and let's just make some changes to it really quick. Okay, so it sounds a lot more underwater. It's a lower pitch, -6 semitones. Let's just start with that. Let's put some drums. An open hat, and then we'll do some hi-hats. Okay, so we put a simple hi-hat pattern there, mess with some of the velocities, and now we have a beat. Yeah, we don't have like an 808, and we don't have like a counter melody, and we don't have like all this extra crap right now, but this is like the perfect phase of the beat to actually start songwriting, because you have the basic, you've got the chord progression, you've got the vibe, you've got the beat, which helps you drive like, okay, what should the verse sound like? What's the speed for that? And what's the speed for the chorus? So let's just start messing around with it. Let's see what happens. So here's the thing. I've only spent like 5 or 7 minutes on this beat right now. That's where the key lies. Like, don't spend like an hour on this beat before you try to be a songwriter. I would say try to be the songwriter as early into the beat as possible, because that's going to help you be a better producer. You're going to know when those highs and lows are. You're going to know how to arrange it the right way. And you're going to get an instant feel for what sounds are not working, and you can swap them out. So now that we've got like the basic beat, let's stop thinking like a producer. Let's start thinking like a songwriter. Let's put some vocals on it, and then we can arrange according to the vocals and kind of wrap our production around the songwriting. So let's do this. No, 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 no. I need to. I need to. But I don't need you. I'm done with you. There we go. There we go. Let's write this down. I need you. I need to. I need to. But I don't need you. That's the thing, like this whole I need to, like I wasn't thinking about like any sort of relationship or anything like that, but as I was mumbling, that's kind of just what came out, and then from there that generated the inspiration for the rest of the song. Let's record the vocals. I'm going to show you like a quick like intro verse and the hook and show you how I wrapped the production around it. Before I show you the vocals and the finished product, I just want to thank today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by DistroKid. DistroKid is an online distribution platform, and honestly, if you have music that you've been sitting on that you're waiting to release and you want to get it on all streaming platforms and digital stores, this is what you need to do. Go to distrokid.com, register. It's super affordable. You just pay $19.99 per artist per year, that one flat fee, and you can upload as many albums, singles, EPs. It's super affordable, and lately they've been adding so many tools that really help you promote your music. So it's not just about getting your music out there, but getting it in people's ears. And I love that whole initiative of empowering the independent artist. One of the features that I absolutely love, and just makes you look a little bit more professional and polished as an independent artist, is the fact that you can actually put your lyrics and attach them to each and every song. So if the platform enables the ability to have real-time scrolling lyrics, you can actually program that with your songs so that people can sing along with your songs and look at your lyrics. Highly, highly recommend DistroKid. If you have music that you're waiting to release, use the link in the description to get 7% off. And now let's jump back into the vocals, baby. Okay, so we don't have a complete beat, but we have like a little verse and a hook, and that's gonna influence the decisions that we make with the production moving forward. Why can't you just be happy for me? 'Cause you know I'll always be praying for you. Hating all the negativity, always needing me. Oh, but I need to. I need to. But I don't need you. I'm done with you. I need to. I need to. But I don't need you. I'm done with you. Okay, so that's what we got so far. There's some decisions we can make here easily now that we've got the songwriting and the vocals in, and we'll know kind of what direction to take with any additional instruments, with any risers and effects and things like that. So this is normally the kind of process that I take. I very rarely like fully finish a beat before I even slap some vocals on it. Now, for me, that's a very personal process because I'm oftentimes producing for myself, less likely to be producing for other artists. So it's easier for me. But even if I'm not intending myself to be the final artist on the song, I'm writing it, right? Like I'm writing it like if it were for me or if it were for someone else. And so for me, it's like a very parallel process, not a linear process. So I don't just make a full beat, make sure it's totally finished and has everything perfect, and then write to it. Because I feel like once you put an artist on it, then you know what decisions to make from a production standpoint to make it better. So in this case, quick example, I mean, I'm not gonna like fully finish this song right in front of you guys, but some initial things that I know that I can do right now is, obviously we've got this. I already cut out the beat right before the verse starts, so there'll probably be some sort of riser or transition going up into that. And then let's listen to the... Why can't you just be happy for me? 'Cause you know I'll always be praying. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to slice this in half and mess around with where we can cut out the beat here. Let's see if this is too soon or... Why can't you just be happy for me? So I think we need that snare and kick right there. So let's see. Why can't you just be happy for me? 'Cause you know I'll always be praying for you. Hating all the negativity, always needing me. Oh, but I need to. I need to. So maybe we actually go no percussion when the chorus starts. But I need to. I need to. But I don't need you. I'm done with you. But I need to. I need to. But I don't need you. I'm done with you. Okay, so based off of this, I actually cut out quite a bit in that first chorus to make the second part of the chorus like really stand out and be like full-fledged chorus. We don't even have an 808 here. We don't have any other accent instruments aside from what's in the sample, and we don't have any dubs in the vocals, but we have a structure to work with. And I think that's the key component. If you're a producer and you want to start thinking like a songwriter or become a better songwriter, then spend more time doing the songwriting and then wrap your production around it, because it will be a lot easier. You'll have kind of like an outline of what you want to do. I know it seems kind of like this abstract like concept, but it works. I promise you it works. Okay, so here I'm opening up another project that I worked on before and followed this same principle. I went with a really simple beat, relied heavily on some samples just to kind of get the songwriting out and get the vibe out. You can always swap out the samples later if you don't want to go that route, or you know, if you decide to change the sound, but at least you've got the structure of a song set up to then wrap your production around it. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so here's another simple beat. Like, look, all I have are my drums here. They're all on separate. And in this case, I did them all through the step sequencer because it's a lot easier to kind of just cap them in without having to get too creative on the keyboard. So I tapped in a beat, I put in an 808, and I started with this sample. And literally all I did to it was add some RC20 to make it sound a little bit more vintage and a little less clean, and then EQ'd it a little bit just to give some space to the other things in that frequency, primarily the vocals. So I started with that sample and then I just added some drums. Super simple beat, and it's dope, and that's okay that it's from a sample. Like I didn't play the guitar, but I used the sample and made a beat around it, and that's part of what creativity is all about. So let me show you what I did. Is I started adding some vocals, and that helped me kind of arrange what this should sound like. And now I have a better roadmap to what the final product should look like. So here's the song. This is a new one right here. But you never heard it like this. I've been living on the bright side, cause the dark side ain't nothing left. And I'm feeling all the right vibes. No one ever felt this bliss. I've been
cause the dark side ain't nothing left. And I'm feeling all the right vibes. No one ever felt this bliss. No, if you ain't with the good vibes, then I don't need you close. Don't be looking to the left if you just can't take a joke. Ain't no way that you don't woke up just by saying you woke. Why you picking up the mic if you're just gonna choke?
So there you have it, looking at the vocals, and once I put the vocals in there, I had a better idea of where I should be arranging my production, and it gives me a better idea of like what's missing. Now that I have like the structure of the beat and the basic beat, like, you know, I've got my bass, my percussion, and my main melody, like what's missing and what parts can I supplement that and fill that in when the vocals aren't being the star of the show. So get the basic sound of your beat, get like some percussion. Bass is always like a final thing, so like it's not necessary, but sometimes, like for example in this beat, I felt like the bass was necessary with the vibe I was going for. So I went in and I did it, and then I put a simple sample that I started with and just started writing the song, and the song pretty much wrote itself afterwards from a production standpoint. So once I had the song written, it gave me a direction to go with the production. So test this out. If you don't do this already, test this out. I promise you it's going to help you, and it's going to make you a better songwriter, so that you're not just a beat maker, you're a producer, someone who can actually turn it from a beat to a full-fledged song. So I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And as always, if you ever have any questions or want to see more content, check me out on Instagram. Keep making beats.
I've been living on the bright side, cause the dark side ain't nothing left. And I'm feeling all the right vibes. No one ever felt this bliss.